Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric McGrew and I'm with Eric's Tree Service in Montrose, Colorado, and today you're watching my channel because I am working on this Huffy Nel Lusso, and we are going to do a couple of basic mods to this today that are free of charge to you that will make this bike look very, very different. So let's get into it and see what we can do. So one thing I would like to mention about this bike that you could do to mod it and make it look interesting and different without spending any money that I won't cover in these videos, not yet at least, is modifying your fender. So you could cut them shorter and give it a different look for sure. Same thing in the back, cut it off and then cut it off and make it look different. The thing is that I have specific plans for this bike and I'm not sure where or if I'm going to use the fender, so I won't be cutting them in this video. That is a very, very good way though of making the bike look different. Another couple of things that you can do if you wanted to spend some money on the bike to make it look different are, of course, changing the forks to a triple tree fork or a Springer fork, which with these bikes, very, very common that people do that. They use a double Springer like a Monarch style or a single spring fork in the front to make it look much more vintage and like the early late 20s, early 30s bikes, it seems. And then of course you could also change your pedals and your cranks, which you can do the combo there for around $80, maybe $100 depending on what forks and cranks and pedals you get. Changing your seat would be a drastic change on this bike. If you get like a rustic leather or a Springer leather, like a Brooks style seat, something like that. Some people are putting banana seats on these, which look interesting as well. And then the third thing that you could do would be to cut off the rack, which I will not be doing, just so you know. We will be doing some other mods on this that will make it look interesting. Of course, in this video, we'll be taking off the front basket. Also, we will be modifying the guard here. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, you can change out your grips here, and that changes the overall look. Like if you put leather or billet grips on there, changes the way that this bike looks tremendously. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to do all these things and show you, but we're gonna do what I can that doesn't mess up the bike for my future plans, and then we'll show you what the different look is to it. So as of this point, you can tell that all we've done is removed stickers and just little accessories on this bike that really didn't need to be there. in my opinion. It looks so much sleeker and so much cleaner now without all that stuff on there. So that's a really cheap mod if you just want the bike to look a little bit more classy and you know, work a little bit better in the sense of that simple line, just removing the stuff. Now, I would like to mention at this point that you can use an angle grinder or a small file and remove these tabs here, which is what I will eventually do when I have a little bit more time. And also you'll notice that the seat is gone. Well, the thing about it is that if you wanted a sleeker look on your bike and you wanted, of course, your seat, which why wouldn't you, right? Then you could cut the rack off here and here on both sides, remove the rack and buy a laid back or make a laid back seat post. The only thing for me with that is I don't want to cut the rack off yet. I have plans for it. So, you know, that would definitely give you a sleek look. Now, keep in mind that anytime you lower a bike or you lower your seat, then what's going to happen is it's going to become less comfortable to ride. Your knees are going to be crunched up even more. Well, I can show you. So, your knees are going to be something similar to, you know, oh, this has coaster brakes. But your knees are going to be like at high position. So like this is going to be the hardest position right here, riding. So if you have a laid back seat post, your knees are going to be way high when you have a laid back seat post, right? That's just how it is. But it gives you the look. So when you're dealing with style and design, sometimes function isn't ideal. But when you deal with ideal function, sometimes it takes away from style and design. Is it impossible to make a bike that rides well, that is stylish? No, it's not impossible, but you always have pros and cons, so keep that in mind. Currently I want the rack, and you'll see why here in a little bit. So stay in tune to the show for that. You can see how much cleaner this bike looks now. And if you were to go and scrape off these designs here, this logo here, and the logo on the fork, that would be such a sleeker looking bike, without a doubt. So from here on, we're going to get into some other mods. We'll talk about that here soon. And in the next episode, we're going to do a it's going to be a short episode. We're going to do a very basic mod that'll change the look of this bike really, really drastically.